step through into the studio. I'd only ever met this woman a handful of times, but she'd never looked quite as radiant as she did now. She was statuesque, a giraffe in human form, with long golden locks of hair, striking pointed features, and all the grace of a princess. The gown she was wearing shimmered as she moved. It was low-cut on the front and back, and pearlescent, catching the sunlight and reflecting every colour of the rainbow in wonderful rippling waves. My heart surged into a quick beat. I'd made that dress with my own 2 hands. It was one thing to see it on a mannequin in my dull little workshop, and quite another to watch it come to life on the body of a woman beautiful enough to do it justice. Then I caught myself in the long mirror running along the entire length of one wall, and I frowned. I was short and pale, my hair a dull, uninspiring kind of brown, my body slight and petite. A black beanie hat sat on my head. I was wearing my lucky blue scarf and black sweater over a floaty skirt. I only wore a little makeup, enough to darken my eyes and bring a little contrast to my otherwise pasty complexion. In other words, princess, meet peasant. The only thing we had in common was we were both wearing clothes I had made myself. Wow! I gaped, staring at Lydia as she glided across the room toward the mirror. She spun around once, twice, 3 times. Each time she did, the dress would shimmer and move with her form like it was made of water. She was radiant, immaculate, and yet she made a sound I wasn't expecting to hear. I stared at her. What did mean? Didn't she like it? Not to blow my own trumpet, but the dress was my finest work yet. I'd never made anything quite so perfect before, and wasn't sure if I'd be able to do so again, not for a while. Working with real, magic night spinner thread wasn't easy, but the payment from this dress was going to solve so many problems. The many weeks of frustration and insane tiredness would be worth it in the end. But she said, It's stunning, I said, deciding to finally speak. I mean, you're glowing right now. It is quite spectacular, Lydia said, her voice delicate but firm, the voice of a graceful disciplinarian. But is there something wrong? I ventured, my heart racing now for a different reason. Is it the fit? Because I can adjust it. No, the fit is fine. The dress itself is fine. Lydia twirled again, her blonde curls cascading gently over her shoulders. There's just... I'm not sure. I feel like something's missing. Is something missing, Dawn? Fine. I would have been seething if I wasn't on the verge of a panic attack. I think you look regal, Dawn said. The Queen herself has never worn a dress quite like this one before. Good. That's good. More of that, please. I don't know, Lydia said. I like it, but I'm not in love with it. Whatever it is, I can fix it, I said, taking a step toward her, only to instantly regret it. Lydia snapped around to glare at me, her nostrils flared, her lips curled into a frown. Meekly, I took a step back, remembering my place. I was human, she was a mage. Mother Helen had taught me better than to step toward another mage like that. They didn't like humans getting so familiar. I just made the situation 10 times worse. Great. For some strange reason, Lydia decided to soften up a little instead of zapping me to death. She stared at me from atop her turned-up nose and lazy eyes, almost like she was sizing me up. I want a discount, she said. And there it was, the real reason for this show she was putting on. It wasn't that she didn't like the dress. The dress was perfect. Christ, it was magic. What she wanted was to pay less than we'd agreed, and that meant she wasn't just a snobby bitch. She was a cheap one, too.